Here's a thought. The debt payoff method that saves you the most money has a dirty secret. Most people who try it quit before it works. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Banks make money when you stay in debt. Every month you carry a balance. Every minimum payment you make, every time you feel overwhelmed and do nothing, they win. So the fact that you are here right now, trying to find a better way, already puts you ahead of most people. Today, we are breaking down the debt snowball versus the debt avalanche. Two different roads to the same destination. Both of them work, but they work differently depending on who you are, and that distinction is everything. Let's start with the debt avalanche. This is the mathematically superior strategy, and finance people love it. The idea is straightforward. You list all your debts and rank them from the highest interest rate down to the lowest. You pay minimums on everything except the one at the top of the list, and you throw every extra dollar you have at that highest rate debt first. Once it is gone, you move to the next highest rate. Rinse and repeat. Why do banks dislike this? Because if you execute it correctly, you minimize the total interest you pay over time. You are literally taking money out of their pocket. The avalanche is the strategy that costs creditors the most and saves you the most in raw numbers. It is cold, calculated, and brutally efficient. But here is where things get interesting, and this is the part most financial advice skips over entirely. Knowing the best strategy mathematically means absolutely nothing if you quit 3 months in. That is where the debt snowball comes in, and this is why so many people who try the avalanche actually end up switching. The snowball method flips the ordering completely. Instead of targeting the highest interest rate first, you target the smallest balance. You list your debts from the tiniest amount to the largest. You pay minimums on everything else and attack that smallest debt with everything you have got. When that small debt disappears, you feel something. And that feeling is wildly underrated in personal finance conversations. You get a win, a real, tangible, undeniable win. That debt is gone. Crossed off the list, done. And that psychological momentum is genuinely powerful. Research in behavioral finance consistently shows that people who experience early wins in a process are significantly more likely to continue that process. The snowball method is essentially engineered to trigger that momentum by design. Now here is where we need to get real with you. Personal finance is not purely a math problem. If it were, nobody who understands compound interest would ever carry credit card debt in the first place. The knowledge is not the gap. The behavior is. And that is why the snowball has helped millions of people actually escape debt when the logically superior avalanche did not work for them. Think about your own situation for a second. If you have 5 debts and the one with the highest interest rate also has the largest balance, it could take you a year or more before you eliminate even one account. That is a long time to stay motivated with nothing to show for it except a slightly smaller balance on one card. The snowball would have you knocking out smaller debts in weeks or months, building confidence and momentum the whole way. So which method should you actually use? Here is the honest answer. It depends on your personality more than your spreadsheet. If you are highly disciplined, data-driven, and can stay motivated purely by knowing you are saving money over time, the avalanche is your tool. Run the numbers, stay focused, and you will come out ahead financially compared to every other approach. If you need visible progress to stay motivated, if you have struggled to stick with financial plans before, or if the sheer number of your debts feels overwhelming, the snowball is going to serve you better. A slightly higher total interest cost is a worthwhile trade-off if it means you actually finish the race instead of burning out halfway through. There is also a hybrid approach worth considering. Some people start with the snowball to build momentum, eliminate 1 or 2 small debts quickly, and then transition to avalanche ordering once they have established the habit and the confidence. This is not cheating. This is being smart about human psychology. Here is the part banks really hope you ignore. Both of these strategies require you to stop treating debt as normal. Banks profit enormously from your passive acceptance that carrying debt is just a part of life. The moment you pick a strategy, commit to it, and start executing with focus, you fundamentally change the relationship. You become someone who is actively dismantling what they built. The average person using either method with genuine intensity and focus can eliminate most non-mortgage debt within a few years. That timeline varies based on income and total debt, but the direction is the same. Forward. So here is what I want you to do right now. Grab a piece of paper or open your Notes app. Write down every single debt you have, the balance, and the interest rate. Then decide. Smallest to largest for the Snowball. Highest rate to lowest for the Avalanche. Pick the one that matches who you actually are, not who you think you should be. The best debt payoff method is the one you will actually stick with. Start today. Not Monday. Not next month. Today. Because every single day you wait is another day the bank wins. And you have already watched this whole video, which means you are done letting that happen. Subscribe if you found this valuable, drop your method choice in the comments below, and let's keep building from here.